It's all over. AJ has done it. He has won his 4th Indianapolis 500.
Mr. Hallman rode around on the victory lap with me. It was a thrill to have him, and I don't know if that was the first time he ever rode with the Indy 500 winner, but I think he was very happy that I won it for the 4th time.
Unser joins A.J. Foyt as one of only 2 men ever to win the Indianapolis 500 4 times.
To win that race that day under the conditions that I came here the month of May, it's a storybook race.
Mears becomes the 3rd 4-time winner of the Indianapolis 500.
Being the 4th one, you live and learn, and you realize how difficult it is.
I think the biggest thing that makes me more proud than anything that my mother and father both lived to see a kid they probably didn't think amounted to nothing in racing, win the race. I mean, life's very short.
The opportunity to do something we never dreamed we'd do.
I mean, I never, ever thought that I'd be sitting here next to 2 guys like this. And
is there going to be a 5-time winner?
The records are made to be broken.
Right, so, it will happen, and whomever it is that wins it, they're going to have to earn it. In other words, this place has a habit of not letting you win.
It's ornery.
It's ornery.
We are in the presence of greatness tonight. We have all 3 former 4-time winners with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, A.J. Foyt, Unser, and Mears. A.J. Foyt, do you realize that your winnings in 1964 were $153,650, as compared with Scott Dixon making $2.9 million for last year's race? Do you need a loan or anything?
That's the reason I don't have a tux on.
Oh, yeah. We could have gotten it back to you by midnight, but your career speaks for itself. Now, I can't imagine you being intimidated by any person or anything, but were you the slightest bit intimidated and scared in your first 500 in 1958?
Every time I crawled in a race car, I was scared. A lot of people say they're not. Every lap I drove, I was through myself, so no sense me kidding myself.
What has Indianapolis meant to you?
My whole life. I won a lot of great races. Le Mans wasn't that bad. Daytona wasn't that bad, but this one stood over all of them by far, and I think this is where everybody knows A.J. Foyt from.
Is there, well spoken. Of all the many things you've experienced, can you point to 1 or maybe 2 that was the most thrilling for you, or the most emotional?
Well, they was all very thrilling, and I guess the first time I ever qualified for this race was probably the highlights of my life, which I never thought I'd ever be able to qualify for the race. And like you said, in '58, and that's a long damn time ago. But I understand that's when you first got here, too.
That's right. I was sitting out there watching you.
Well, did you pull for me?
Well, actually, I was pulling for Rathman. Is that okay?
He's a good friend of mine, but he's gotten older than me, so we're still good friends. No. Jim and I have been great friends through the years. He's a super guy, and just glad to see him here tonight.
All right, let me move over here to Al. Now, your 4 victories at Indianapolis amounted to $3.3 million, including $271,698 for winning your first 500. But what I want to know is, did you ever have any on-track skirmishes with Foyt?
Yeah, every time I got in the car. I mean, he was one of the guys that, you had to worry about trying to beat. So we had a couple of talks a couple of times. Mm-hmm. And
he always won?
Yeah, he was a lot bigger, can't you tell? But no, AJ was one of those guys that unless you did something to him, you never had to worry about it. So I think we always had a good relationship on the racetrack. He's a hard man to beat. He was, and it's one of those deals that as I was growing up, he was there.
You're getting deeper into something here that.
And he's your idol, one of the idols. I had many. And then all of a sudden, to be running against him, it was just an honor. It really was. We could have stories all night about things, but he's a good man.
Okay, Rick Mears, the most recent four-time winner. Your career winnings totaled $4.2 million, so you're up there with sort of today's winners.
I came in a better time.
Now, Rick, you came from somewhat of a different background in that you were an off-road racer. When did you first learn about Indianapolis and think about maybe you're wanting to race here?
Well, I remember when they first brought it out on closed-circuit TV. Dad took us down to one of the stadiums, and we watched, one of the first years that they ever did that. And that was really my first exposure to it. But I never dreamed of coming here. I mean, this was way out of my league. I never actually thought about getting into an Indy car until about 6 months before it actually happened. We just raced on the weekends and the different things and opportunities for, family recreation and fun, and actually never dreamed of being here until almost just before it happened.
Well, we're certainly glad you did stop by for your 4 victories. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to A.J. Foyt, Unser, and Rick Mears, the 3 four-time winners.